Now they call me mother.
Folks, welcome to a special bonus episode of Shoot This Now. We're not going to talk right now about a project that we think should be made into a movie, or maybe it should be made into a movie.
Maybe it should be made into a movie. I'm a huge fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, and we had on our Shoot This Now podcast Mr. Jeffrey Boyer Chapman, who has been a twice guest judge and also challenge participant on the show. And I have a lot of burning questions. We've got a couple of them in about what it's like to go through the RuPaul car wash and be there with the queens and with Ru. And I just made him answer all of it, so please enjoy. So now this is a very serious and very important part of this podcast. You're not getting out of here alive until you answer several questions I have about appearing on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my gosh,
which
please.
is the greatest show. Okay,
please.
So by the way, and even if we cut this off and release it as a separate 5-minute bonus cast.
Oh no.
Okay. RuPaul's Drag Race just keeps getting bigger. I've been a day one fan. I love it so much. But like now I feel like this year, like this Thanksgiving, like my 60-year-old Aunt Janet will be like, Betty LaCreme was some bullshit. Like it has gone wide. It has gone so wide.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I need to ask you about appearing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like what you were just saying, I feel like that's attributed to the move from Logo to VH1
Yes,
and just being on a network that
business.
reaches absolutely much smarter business and reaching the network that that other people wouldn't. I mean, I think the general population would look to Logo and think, oh, that's a gay channel. That's a gay network. Why would I spend $5.99 a month on that gay channel as opposed to they already have VH1 in their packages, so let's like move this like brilliant quality programming like RuPaul's Drag Race to the masses over at VH1.
Into a space that you wouldn't assume. And by the way, it's hitting franchise ratings records. It's keeping lights on over there because I don't know what else VH1 has. Sorry about it.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. It's my favorite show on television.
Answer the following questions about when you appear on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
1. How long is it? So, by the way, you participated in it, and if you haven't seen Jeffrey's episode, it's incredible. You, poor thing, were in a challenge.
Yeah.
An elaborate challenge that was a mock Bachelor-style contest where the queens had to be contestants and perform in groups. And so I can imagine how long that shoot was. But when you're a judge, how long is it from start to finish, that shoot?
That was my second episode of Drag Race. So my first episode was in season 9, and that was just where I appeared as a guest judge on the panel. And when you're doing guest judging on the panel, you're there for, 8 hours, really. So it's
I would think 15 with all that.
No, it depends on where you are in the season. So if there are more contestants left, then each girl, when you're doing the commentary and judging on the runway, it cuts it down to like maybe the audience sees like 20 seconds of commentary, but you're really talking to each girl for like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a long time. And those girls, like I give it up to them as they're standing on that runway in those high heels for hours and the freezing cold studio.
And the
it is
hot
so
lights
cold in there.
And the makeup. Oh my God. Do you have writers for the like quippy comments when the girls come down the runway? Look, the puns are on point every single week.
We've been talking to Jeffrey for this long. Do you think he has writers?
Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
Way to make it about me insulting him.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think I am? A boring normal? No, I'm such a fan of the show, so I'm basically like, it's when I'm sitting on the panel giving like my little sound bites, my little 2 cents, it's like basically exactly what I would be saying to the television sitting at home on my couch in my living room watching it. I love it. I mean, it's like drag is another language, and once you like get the flow of it, it just comes to you. Those sound bites just come to you.
The girls have said that RuPaul is not necessarily the most available person, which I understand because she should be feared and revered and stuff like that. But to you, do you get a drive-by in the dressing room? Like, did they give you a moist towelette?
Oh, I love.
Do you need a coffee? Does Ru do a drive-by and say hello, or is it like
Ru does swing by, swung by and said hello? I mean, I love RuPaul very deeply. Ru and Bruce, producers of his podcast, What's the Tea, produce my podcast, JBC Presents Conversations with Others.
Awesome.
So I have a different relationship with Ru. I get 3 very different sides of Ru. We get like Mother Ru in full glamazon drag, and that Ru is a badass businesswoman. I mean, she is there to do business, and she is like snatched and pulled and yanked for the gods. So it's not necessarily the most comfortable version of Ru, but she's there to work.
She's not like on an airport golf cart being like
correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she is like that is like the CEO. No, she better don't. Badass boss Ru. And then we have the Ru in boy drag, which is Ru wearing like his fun, colorful, floral patterned suits, and being like funny and witty. And he's just a very different version of himself. Right. He's two very different versions. And then we have my favorite version of Ru is like What's the Tea podcast Ru, where he's wearing pajamas and is just so himself. I mean, that's that's like the most. I mean, all three versions are parts of RuPaul's identity, and he's the most human that I've ever met. But that's my favorite part of Ru, because those are the parts of me that I love the most. You know, it's fine when I'm like acting and I'm in full drag and have full hair and makeup and in wardrobe, but I'm a different person when I'm in that position as well, as opposed to sitting here right now or sitting at home in my living room.
Right.
Yeah.
Did any of the girls during your challenge get handsy or try to holler?
Chichi DeVane. But it was welcome. It was welcome. I mean, to be fair, I was like naked in a hot tub and that was the gig. That was the challenge, was to like seduce me. So Chichi DeVane was pretty handsy, but Chichi is gorgeous, like as a boy and a girl, so I'll take it. Right. Whatever. Ben de la Creme in the Bachelor Challenge was a little handsy as well, with those fake boobies, rubbing those all up on me and that mashed banana. The rest were quite respectful. Okay. Michelle Visage and I tend to do a little bit of footsie play underneath the judges panel every once in a while. I love that. She's my favorite queen. I love Michelle.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, it seems like the most magical experience on earth, and you have made it so.